I hadn't applied for a job in over 25 years, and my resume was so outdated. But I really thought the thing that I was missing in my life was I needed to go back to teaching in the classroom. That was the time when I could look back and know that I had true joy and passion in every day in the work that I was doing. And while I loved the consulting work I was done and working with new teachers, it just wasn't enough. It wasn't enough hours. It wasn't enough. I tried to get more, but that opportunity just wasn't available. So the next step for me was I thought I needed to get back into the classroom. So here's what that process looked like. I had to get my transcripts from colleges, from so many colleges. If any of you are teachers, you know that you end up getting units from all over the place. I think I ended up needing to get transcripts from 10 different schools and multiple copies. And just finding that and going through that process was kind of a nightmare. Finding who to call. It had been so long. They didn't have my records at some of the schools. So, but I took that action. I got all those transcripts. That was not a fun thing. It was days and days. It was not fun. The next thing I needed to do was update my resume. It was so outdated. Honestly, I didn't even have a copy of my last resume. So from scratch, I had to figure out how to do that. Call friends, like all these different friends that I had worked with at all these different points in my life to say, hey, what year did we do that? What after school committee was that we were on? Because it was just so long ago. And again, I didn't want to do it, but I knew if I wanted to get a teaching job, I needed to take that step. So transcripts and resume, and then getting letters of recommendation, like reaching out to these people and asking for letters, which is kind of uncomfortable. I did that too. So it was step after step. And as I got further along in the process, your gut is smarter than your brain. And my gut, it wasn't getting filled up with joy. I was kind of getting like stressed out and sick to my stomach. And I wasn't sure why, but I kept going. The next step was huge. I had to go online. Now you apply for teaching jobs. It's called EdJoin. Huge process. All these things to fill out. Again, another step, and I started feeling sick to my stomach. And I call this feeling now that I know I was depleted. Like this was not filling me up with joy. This process and this prospect, I was getting depleted. I started trying to find some really good teaching podcasts. Even though I've been in classrooms, I'm a learner, and I was like wanting to really see what innovative new things could I just fill myself with. And I didn't even find anything that was interesting. These podcasts were awful. So again, depleting. My gut was like this, I don't think this is what you want to do. But I kept going. So I did the whole process. I applied. All those steps. Then I did another step, and this is what I tell anyone that I meet that's going for a job. Like, you have to go that extra step that other people aren't willing to go. And to me, that was reaching out to principals at schools that I wanted to teach at. I introduced myself. I had someone that I knew that was there make the introduction. I wanted to get myself in front of them so that they had a face to put with this name that was going to be on this resume. So step after step after step, I went, got it all submitted, which was like, oh, that was a feat. All of those things to do, all of those hoops to do. And the next thing you know, I get a phone call to set up an interview. And I got this phone call, and it became so clear to me, because I had been feeling it step after step after step. I didn't want to teach. And while a part of me kind of like was broken because that had been such a joy for me, I just came to the realization that just because that was me in my 20s, I'm a different me now, a different me, and I have a different path. And it's okay that that path that I was on then wasn't the path that filled me with the joy that I needed to bring every day, that I was looking for now. So I said, thank you. I really appreciate the opportunity to interview. And I've since changed my mind, and I'm not interested in going back into the classroom. And saying that, while it was kind of scary, wow, that was really cool, because I found clarity. I found clarity that I did not want that teaching job after all. But I would not have found clarity if I hadn't taken all the steps. And that is what I really, really want to convey here. There might be something that you think would make you happy. You got to get that out of your head. Get it out of your head, get it onto paper. Do you want to write a book? Start writing. You might hate writing. Is there a job that you think you want? Apply for it. Just start something. Get out of your head with that thing that you think you want, because the only way that you're ever going to figure out if you really want it is if you start to take action. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, my friends, and take action today, this week, towards something that you think you want to do, and then you will gain the clarity just like I did, and you're gonna know. You are gonna know, is that thing? Is that thing really gonna fill you with joy? Or is it just the thought of that thing? And there's really a different thing. And then you know what you do? You pivot. And that's what I did. So good luck, take that action, and I'll see you next week.